Hey, it's Pastor Tad at Trinity United Methodist Church in Piedmont, Missouri. The staff and I just love our jobs and the ministry that we're able to do in our church and community. Currently, I'm working at home right now, and I'm finding that everything about life takes more effort. Everything about my job and church is more complicated than it used to be. And I'm wondering about your experience. Are you experiencing something similar? Even if you're not working from home right now, I wonder if you've experienced the complications of this new world we're in. I wonder if you found that the world is filled with more noise, more distraction, more activity. And I'm wondering if you found that everything requires more effort. Let me introduce you to Anthony. Anthony lived in a world much like ours, a world filled with noise and distractions that drew his attention away from God. He was searching for a place of solitude where he could be with God without distraction, a place where he could find God. He found that place in the desert. People from all sorts of places would seek out Anthony for help with their spiritual lives. They would come to him seeking a word about life with God. One of my favorite teachings from Anthony about the spiritual life comes in the form of an image. Anthony said, imagine a fish caught on the shores when the tide goes out. The fish is flopping and gasping and slowly dying. In fact, the fish will die if it's forced to stay on dry land. Then Anthony said, so it is with us. So it is with Christians who don't practice solitude. The practice of solitude comes from that longing inside of us to just leave the noise of life behind, to be by ourselves and to be with God for a time of rest and refreshment. Solitude is entering God's rest. But like the fish on the banks of the shore, we flop and gasp and struggle to practice solitude and enter God's rest. Why is it so hard to enter God's rest? Because we simply will not stop striving. We don't have rest because we won't practice solitude. And we won't practice solitude because we won't stop striving. I'd like you to stop for a moment. Stop for a moment and hear God's invitation. Come away by yourself to a secluded place and rest a while. It's an invitation to those who are working too hard at life. An invitation to those who are longing for something more. Jesus said to his disciples, come away by yourself to a secluded place and rest a while. It's God's desire to give each of us his rest. He wishes to lead us to green pastures and quiet waters. So while corporate worship is suspended, remember, Scripture says it's better to draw near to God and listen than it is to bring a sacrifice to the altar. During this time, we need to develop our quiet place of solitude, a place where we can set our minds on God. We'll be together again as a church soon enough. But for now, isolation naturally creates opportunities for solitude, opportunities for us to be with God, opportunities for us to go away to a secluded place and to rest in the presence of God. This is why Anthony retreated to the desert. So quiet your soul, simplify your environment, focus your desires, stop longing for human relationships and develop your relationship with God. Stop and recognize God is with you in the quiet. So strive to enter his rest.